All right, here we are in the first episode of the Hootin' and Hollerin' podcast.
Woo!
And I have my lovely person here in person.
I'm his wife.
Yes, Victoria Hootin.
My lovely
Intro.
person in person.
My person.
Yep. And then we
AKA
have
his wife.
the lovely my best friend. And then we have Jessy up at the top there, however this comes on YouTube. And then CJ Doyen down there. Also another best friend. This is the Football Sunday crew, technically, from the other podcast.
Well, you're
like
the amazing
you're
artist
like,
and
your
the
best friend
owl.
light. Your diet best
Wait
friend.
till we have
Diet best friend. Okay, wow. We started off real high. All right, so yeah. So in this episode, the first episode, I'm going to talk about a book that sort of started this whole entire new venture for me. And that's the book that I mentioned in the intro video, How to Make Shit Happen by Sean Whalen.
Mm-hmm.
And I read through the whole thing. It took me a little bit longer than it should have, but it is what it is. Some people are quick. Some people are slower. It doesn't matter. But either way, Jessy, CJ, and Vicky's working on it as well. And we're applying what we read in the book to our everyday lives. And so far, it's been working out pretty well for me. I don't know about you guys. How about you, CJ?
It's so all right. As far as applying, no, I haven't really dove into it as much as I've wanted to. I actually just finished reading it probably about 2 weeks ago because I started reading it when you sent it to me and got like 3/4 of the way through, and then it kind of sat in my book bag for a few weeks and I forgot about it. But
yeah,
I finished reading it, I should say, a couple weeks ago. And actually, it's funny because I've been waiting for obviously this so we could talk about it and stuff like that. And I kind of obviously I have a plan, and it's funny, it's easy to say like, oh yeah, I'm planning on doing this. I'm planning on starting my diet. I'm still planning on doing this. But like I have already started making changes for sure. But as far as committing to the full thing, that's something that I'm going to do. And actually I kind of want to challenge myself, which is one thing that I wanted to bring up on the show today and get to talk to you about it. But I know we've kind of been talking about doing this episode for a while. So I've been kind of holding on to my opinions and stuff for for this, obviously. So, but I have started making steps, including buying myself a daily planner, which I now want to start using to plan out my days and like how it recommends in the book, just writing everything down when I want to devote time to what. I have started eating better and trying to, balance my diet, so to speak. Like, it's weird because like I've never been that person that can just like, well, not say that I never have, because John, when I was, but to dive into like a full diet, obviously, and way of life. My whole kind of thing is like I start, I gotta do things the right way when it comes to just habits, and my bad habits are eating late, sweets, stuff like that.
That's hard to break, man. Sweets are hard.
Yeah, and those are the things I try to cut out. And as far as like the actual diet goes, like I'd say like I try to eat healthier. I get a lot more protein in there, a lot more chicken and steak and stuff like that. And vegetables. I try to stay away from starches for the most part. But then on top of that, oh man, I had a point where I was going. Oh yeah. So anyway, but I still have my days where like I kind of veer off on that, and like I'll go have a slice of pizza or I'll treat myself to whatever. And it's like like I don't call them cheat days because it's not cheat days. It's like I got nothing that I'm cheating from. I haven't even started my workout routine yet. But like it's just one of those things where it's just like I feel like when I do things in moderation, it's helped my weight before. I've dropped a lot of weight doing similar practices before. And it's not as backbreaking as like diving into like this full on lifestyle and diet and stuff like that.
That's true. But, and not to mislead anybody, the book doesn't really mention anything about like, a specific diet. It's just I chose a certain diet. Yeah, I chose a certain diet that helped me out, but it mainly just mentions eating healthier, doing right by your body.
Yeah, making better choices. And that's kind of my point, is that I'm just trying to get to that point where I'm making these better choices. And but the whole challenge thing that I said, or that I mentioned before, is that, because there are things, and we'll get into it, there are things about the book that there's a lot of it that I think would be beneficial for my life, but there's also points of it where maybe I don't so much agree with it, which again, we'll get into it when we get into different parts, but I want to at least challenge myself to do it for at least 30 days. I figured if I can do it for 30 days, do a month of it straight, and actually like dedicate to all these things and keep track of it too, because that's why I got the daily planner. You know, I mean, nothing's better than evidence, right? So
absolutely. I noticed Jessy's been doing a lot of stuff, and you dropped in a lot of weight, Jessy.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I'm down to like 212 before I drove out here. I had to weigh myself. I moved to Denver, 4.5 months ago. I was like 240.
That's awesome.
I'm down to like 212. So
I mean, every time I see you, you're like slimming out.
It's not always. I'm not gonna lie. Like some of it hasn't been healthy, but like I'm trying to eat better and in general, and like I have like a morning kind of not really a workout, but like I do like 20 squats in the morning just to get myself started.
It's something. It's better than not doing 20 squats.
You know, I try to do my punching bag workout a few times a week just to like keep myself going. But I gotta like actually set a routine. I have a planner too, and I just gotta like write a routine down and stick to it.
Just gotta stick to it. Like I've been saying all the time. It's all about self-discipline and holding yourself accountable.
But I also think too, like at this point, it's not just creating a schedule for yourself. It's creating a reasonable schedule for yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Like that's the biggest thing.
You don't want to set yourself up to fail.
Right. You know, like, yeah, we all have big goals and we've got like, you know, big things in mind. And like, honestly, doing 20 squats to some may be like, oh, that's really easy. But then actually getting up and doing it, it's unrealistic.
With my knees, it's not that easy. Not gonna lie.
No, but the point is, it's like, you know, some people may say, oh, I'm going to do 20, and then they get out of bed and they know they're a slug when they get out of bed. So instead of changing something to not be a slug, they're just avoiding doing the squats because they don't want to change anything. So like, then it becomes unrealistic.
Yeah.
Because you're not making any other changes. So that's why.
And eventually, like, I want to start doing more. Like 20 is where it might start. And then like, I will, you know,
well, 20 is a great start.
Move up in the
it is
5 at the time.
It is a great start. It was just the example, but you know, reasonable.
But it's also like designating certain time for certain things. Like also like my artwork. Like I have to designate certain hours and like force myself to do stuff because I'm not always in the mood. But like
exactly,
I want to
you're
get
never going to be
done.
in the mood. That's where motivation comes in.
Sometimes I get inspiration, like my comic book. You know, I just immediately just start doing shit. But
yeah, I get sidetracked all the time. So I get sidetracked all the time. But we're all guilty of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, you guys know I'm like ADD sort of. But
I think I have like 20 projects in progress at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I've been thinking that for a while. I'm like, you know what probably would help me out a lot in my life? Some fucking Ritalin. Like,
stay away from that crap.
Same, bud. Same.
But I know what you mean. Yeah, when it was weird though because like when I was, you know how I found this book? I was just scrolling down Instagram and I saw this guy Sean Whalen, and he was talking, and the way he was talking, I'm like, wow, this guy talks like what I need. Like he just sounded like somebody who's like, yo, stop feeling sorry for yourself, hold yourself accountable. And the one analogy that he said, I think it was him that said one time, he says, if your boss at work tells you to do something and you're not going to question it, you're going to do it. That's your job. But when you tell yourself to do something, you basically tell yourself, no, go fuck yourself. It's like, that's like zero self-respect. and that just strung a chord with me. And I'm like, wow, what? And then he mentioned this book and I'm like, let me check this book out. And not only is it short, but it's double spaced too. And I find that when stuff is double spaced, yeah, sure. For people like us, we're all claiming that we have like some sort of ADD or ADHD. I'm not gonna lie, when something's double spaced, it makes a huge difference when you're reading it. It's a lot easier to keep track.
I mean, and the font is like 16.
Yeah, exactly. But like, it makes
it
so easy to read.
Older eyes.
Yeah.
And, maybe that is what it is. Maybe it's just age, but like seriously though, like when you double space things, for some reason it's easier for me to read it without getting distracted and being like, oh God, I'm looking at the rest of this page. I'm like, oh God, you know, but like the double space made it easy.
Yeah, I have a problem when I read like regular books. Like I always, like my glance always jumps down. So I jump ahead.
Mm-hmm. I'm always like 3 paragraphs down.
Yep.
And I'm like, fuck, then I know what happens.
Like, yep, I'm guilty of that too. Like you can't wait. You're like so anxious to read what's going on, you know?
That's why I always have like my finger ready to follow so I don't lose track. I've actually done that in this book.
Oh yeah.
You take like a bookmark?
That it actually helps.
That is smart actually.
I think like I've always had a problem where like I feel like I go into like a scan mode where I'm like, I'm reading all of the words, but I'm not actually retaining anything of what it says. So then like I get that familiar feeling like you were just describing where I'll be like 2 paragraphs ahead and I'll be like, wait, what just happened? Like how did I
go back and reread it?
What did I miss?
Where did I come from?
Yeah.
What happened here?
Yeah, that's why like it is hard for some people to just, you know, pick up a book and read. I'm not gonna lie, I started with a really easy book. So but because of the the words in it. And I do agree there were certain parts of the book where I was like, it doesn't really pertain to me, but then there was a lot of it where I was like, okay, that seems plausible. Let me give it a shot. And all I did was give it a shot. And I started with that whole core 4 that he started with. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, it's power, passion, purpose, and what is it? Production, which is business on the last one. And I was like, I don't own a business. What the hell am I doing with what am I going to produce? But I started with the first thing, which was power, which is just doing good by your body. It's like doing good, like just eating better, staying active, stop being like lazy or stop letting yourself get away with shit, And I started with that. I'm like, all right, cool. And you know what? I give credit to my old fitness days because like when I was doing the whole fitness days, it was literally like, it seemed like it was a slow progression, but I had a lot of friends with me. Now it's a little bit different. As you get older, your friends groups get smaller usually. Mm-hmm. We still have a pretty big friends group, but there's different sections,
Cliques.
But like, and I'm like, how am I going to do this by myself? I'll start with just eating right and stop eating the junk. And that's how it all started.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, like, I am so proud of you for taking this book on as like your own thing and applying it. Like, in all the years that we've been together, he's always been like, I'm not much of a reader. I'm not like, there's nothing about reading that entices me. Like, yes, he'll read things, but it's different to pick up a book, like a solid book to read. And I remember when you got this book and you said you were reading it, I'm like, wow, okay. Good for you.
I know,
like,
you were shocked.
Let's see
what
what happens. Yeah, like
you
it was
can read.
No, but it was, he found this book and he started reading and he was continuing to read it. It wasn't like a whatever. I started to read it, kind of just didn't pique me, but he stuck to it. And then one night I came home and there was a bunch of Post-it notes everywhere.
Oh yeah, that was a good book too.
The fuck
Wasn't that
is
fun,
going
Jessy?
on?
Though that was fun as fuck. That's a good idea. And to give some more context, like we'll be jumping around in the book. We don't have to go in any order. Fuck it, it's our show or my show, whatever. Who cares? Either way,
You're in charge, bud.
Yes, John in charge.
You're the boss.
You're the boss.
I was your boss once.
You were.
That's funny. But either way, so yeah, no, those sticky notes, that's a cool idea. And that was part of the whole passion, which was like relationships and trying to, find good things to do and getting in touch with people that you haven't talked to in a long time. Because we're all guilty of it. We've had good friends and there was no fallout. It's just time went by and we're like, holy shit, life was busy. But when you reconnect, usually it's like you haven't missed a beat. But what's pretty nice though is like, even when you're busy, like we're both parents of 2 awesome, like amazing, cute little kids that drive us fucking insane.
They're also shitheads.
Like they're little crazy people,
what?
And
No way.
And sometimes life gets mixed up and busy. So I was like, you know what, that's a good idea. Let me grab some sticky notes, and I wrote little things on it, like "You're a great mom," like "I love you so much," "I appreciate everything you do," stuff like that, and just stick them in different places. And there's probably some she hasn't even found yet.
That's awesome.
Because I hid them in everything. You hide them in the shoe boxes or in a shoe or a boot that they haven't worn in a while.
Giving her ideas now.
Now I'm gonna go check my boot.
Yeah, she's gonna go searching now.
But I'm just I being smart to mention that none of those places I put them in. So either way, but it's
have the kids go on like an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you can do them for everybody. It doesn't have to be just for your spouse. It could be your best friends. It could be for your kids. You know what I'm saying? And as long as they can read. But, it's words of encouragement, very positive.
Just draw pictures for the ones that can't read.
Yeah, Lily read the word shit and was like, "Mommy, that has a bad word on it." I'm like, "That's not meant for you. Get out."
What did I say? What did I say on that one?
Oh my god.
I forget what it was. Was it like "you are the shit" or something? Like
no. First of all, it was in the bathroom. So if that doesn't tell you,
that's even better.
I did that on purpose. Yeah. I forget what it was.
No, I don't remember, but it was something with the word shit in it. And Lily was in my bathroom one day and read it, and I was like, "That's not for you. Get out."
It's probably still sticking there.
No, I think I took that one down.
No,
but I do have one in my closet that I've kept. There's a couple that I've kept in like specific spots. Like you put one on my laptop for work, knowing that I was working like crazy. And so I opened it one day to like test my laptop or whatever such, and I saw it and I was like, "Oh, you're so sweet." And so now it's in my office and I've kept it.
That's cute.
See that little reaction, you know what I'm saying? It's rewarding for me too. And it's rewarding for whoever does it. It's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know Jessy did that too, I think, for CJ.
Yeah, there's a bunch of sticky notes around this place.
Yep. Oh my god, I wonder if
has all of them.
I think so.
Oh, you
Or
did.
most
of them.
Did you go on a
Sure I did.
scavenger hunt where you're like,
I didn't-
I'm doing
I
this?
didn't
Once
put
I
that
found
many,
like two
because
of them, I was just like, okay, now I need to go find the rest of these immediately.
See, but it's fun as hell. Is it like wasn't that fun
Wait,
though? Like it's
have
something stupid
have
as
you
a
used the
dollar
coloring
and
book
change.
at all?
Well,
I think I might have flipped through it, but I haven't used
Okay.
it.
Wait,
Alright,
wait. There was
if
one
you,
that
if you haven't, then there's in there. So I know I just
Okay.
gave that away, but those
there
are
was
the only
one
ones.
though that you did that I was like, oh my god, that's a great idea, and we were rolling on it. Did you find that one?
Which
I wish I
one?
remember the idea. I don't remember what the idea was. Crap.
Well, I did the huge dinosaur. I just drew a little picture of a T-Rex. That was one of my favorites.
that's funny.
I did the dragon
The
heart logo
snowman.
because the snowman.
I didn't know about
So
the
like
snowman.
they don't have to be like notes. You can just do little doodles, which is my
Yeah.
thing.
Which
She
is
drew-
your thing. Like that's
She
all
drew
you.
the two numbers 8-8, but they're dressed up like snowmen because in poker, when you have pocket eights, the hand is called snowman.
That's adorable. That's adorable.
And
It's
for those of
geeky
you
and
who
cheesy
for those of
and-
you who know me and my poker playing, pocket eights is my favorite hand.
Yeah, which is why I did it.
That's
Mhm.
funny, man. That's awesome. Yeah, so
But,
and
yeah,
that was another
but-
thing though about the book too, though. Like it taught me to basically just pay attention to the present. Too many people
Yeah.
are too focused on the future and what legacy they're going to leave behind. And I'm not gonna lie, like that's another thing I've been looking at, like legacies. Like people talk about, how's your legacy gonna be? Fuck your legacy. All that matters is that you made your kids
Fuck
and
your
your family
legacy.
happy and the friends around you and love.
Yeah.
Love is the most important thing in the world. As cheesy as that sounds, I don't care how cliche anybody says it is. Love is the most important thing because without that, it's not worth anything. Nothing is
Yeah.
worth nothing. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, like, we're all guilty of it. We get caught up in technology, social media, and today's, like, what do you call it? Pop culture, I guess you would call it. Like, everything, like celebrities and all that bullshit. Fuck all that noise. Like, seriously. it's about the present.
Live in
And that's
the
one thing
moment.
I've been focusing on it more. And I find that literally my happiness is through the roof. Because
Hmm.
when you focus on the present, you realize and like how grateful and thankful you are for what you have. Because there is always somebody who doesn't have that. That's like the same thing as success. You know what I'm saying? Like so many people are like, well, are you successful? This and that. Like most people beat themselves up and they're like, no, I'm not really that successful. But you are because
It
some
depends on
people
how
are
you define
trying to
success.
achieve. Exactly right. Every person defines success differently. And for some people, success is having an apartment and having a job and being happy. You know what I'm saying? Like out of debt or you know what I'm saying, or anything, it's small or big. Like to me, that's when I started looking at things. I'm like, wow, you know what? I'm grateful and thankful for everything I have because I have really good friends, even from across the country. Look at us. We're still hanging out. We're
Yeah.
still fucking hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like it doesn't matter. Like from
Absolutely.
Denver to Vegas, and right now you guys are both in Vegas, but who cares? Like literally, we're thousands of miles apart,
Mhm.
and we're
Yeah.
still this close.
And
You
not
know
only
what I'm saying?
that, we said we were going to make sure that the space between us wasn't really going to change much.
Yeah.
And maybe like we don't talk as frequently. Obviously, we don't hang out in person as
Yeah.
frequently, but we said we were going to do something. And look at us before we were even reading this book, we're holding ourselves accountable and we're making sure we're doing it. And then this
Yeah.
book has just solidified all of those. We're going to do it. If we say we're going to do it, we're going to fucking do it. We're going to
Yeah,
go.
absolutely.
And
that's
we've
one
been
thing-
the funny thing is we've been doing it too because obviously like John and I we have another show obviously we've been doing together since
Yep.
we moved out here, and beyond that like we still text a lot obviously. Probably not every day but like every other day for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
with
like
it, yep.
we talk to each other all the time. So I'm obviously it was something that was important to all of us. I'm glad that we have kept that, but I mean you're absolutely right. It's something that we've committed to already, and it's good to have because you guys are three of my best friends in the entire world. That doesn't
Hell yeah.
goes without saying right there, but just being able to keep in contact with people despite we kind of take this for granted, I think, in a little bit, this kind of age that we live in where we can do this bit. But
Yeah. This
I'm
wasn't
glad-
around. You know?
no,
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
like, this wasn't
It
even
was-
around
it was
when we were
chat
kids.
rooms.
Never mind, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like
That's
if,
what's
if we lived
crazy.
in different states from like 10 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to do this. 20 years
No,
ago, we
no
wouldn't
way.
be able to do this.
No,
We'd be
on
lucky if
AIM.
we were able to do a three-way call.
Aim.
Yeah.
AIM, yeah.
Fucking
we'd be,
the three-way landline calls.
Oh
the
my
hooting and
God.
hollering chat room on
those split
AOL.
screens you used to
Yeah.
watch. AOL chat rooms.
Yeah.
Every
Yep.
of those cheesy first usernames, you know.
Oh my god, I remember
Oh, yeah.
mine.
X,
I-
mine too.
X, Victoria.
I had
X,
XX.
Nope.
I had XX in mine.
Oh, yeah.
I had XX in the
Dope.
front and the back.
Nope.
right? XXX Fire and Dope.
No,
Fire and
mine was VICCT.
I don't know how I remember that. What was it?
My
Yeah.
first screen name was Soccer 509 because I was playing soccer and it's my birthday. Like that's what it
That's
was.
boring. You're a
It was-
boring
it was-
person.
It was soccer spelled with two K's instead of a C.
Oh, that makes you cool.
Creative.
Yeah.
I was like 7. Like I don't know.
What was I supposed to do with
Soccer.
that?
Soccer
That's
was a
fair,
big
I
part of my
guess.
life before I broke my leg, and then I snapped my femur in half and stopped
And
playing
there
soccer
that
for a
went.
while
That'll do it.
Well,
because I was like,
mean,
I don't want to walk out on a field and get hurt again.
that's a fair thing. But like, what else were we supposed to do? 7, 8 years old, like coming up with these screen names for
Oh, no.
ourselves.
That's
like,
true, yeah.
you know, that's where the VICCTT came in. I
Yeah,
had
mine was
no fucking idea what I was
Spectre
going to do.
JP18.
Yep. I remember that too.
That fits you though.
Yeah.
That still
Yeah.
fits you.
Spectre. My first bass guitar.
Yep.
You remember what Matt Butler's was?
No, I don't.
A Donkey Dookie.
That's I forgot about that. A Donkey Dookie. I forgot about that.
A Donkey
Oh, I
Dookie.
hope he's gonna listen to this one.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, hold
He
on.
has
Quick
these
story
Get him
about
on at one
that.
point.
That's another
Quick-
awesome story though too about Matt. I'm not gonna tell a story, but I gotta have Matt on because his story is fucking phenomenal.
Oh, Matt,
where
yeah,
he's been and where
absolutely.
he's
Oh,
now.
100%,
Like that's
for sure.
amazing.
Yeah.
But
What was your Matt Butler
quick,
story?
quick Matt Butler story regarding that username, which I thought was hilarious. So, Matt Butler is another good friend of all of ours. For anybody who doesn't know, and I grew up with him almost my entire life. We went to elementary school together, and he's like probably the only friend I have from elementary school. Still,
Yep.
if you know. But his birthday is the day after mine, literally to the year. So our 21st birthdays, mine is June 1st, his is June 2nd. We went to Foxwoods for our 21st birthday. It was my first casino trip, and that's what kind of started this whole thing I'm on now.
Damn
but
it, Matt Butler.
now I live in Las Vegas, so put two and two together. But we go to Foxwoods, and they have those reward cards, and you have to give them your emails. So we're standing in line, and we're giving them our emails, and I get mine, and I'm just standing there, and I'm watching Matt, and I'm just waiting because I know what Matt's email is. So he gets to the front of the line, and the guy goes, "All right, I just need your email." And Matt just looks up at him and goes, "A Donkey Dookie." He was so ashamed of himself. He starts spelling it out, and I was just like, "What did that say again?" Like, I'm fucking with him on the
That's
side.
what a dick.
Oh
That's-
man,
that's
it's so
amazing.
funny.
Those are the things you don't think about when you create names like that. Is when you have
Yeah.
to say
Well,
them out loud.
I mean, when you're
Well,
when you're a
again,
kid,
he
you
probably
don't think
created that
about
when
it.
he was like 12 or 13 too. So
Yeah.
you know, he's probably
Yeah.
had it for that long. Because like back when we were kids, we didn't have multiple email addresses for multiple.
I had two.
purposes.
I had two.
yeah, no, I've only had the one.
I had
after
one for
AOL
a
shut
long
down.
time, and then
Yeah.
I think I forgot the password for that one, and I couldn't figure it out, so I just created another one.
Yeah.
Now I have like
Isn't that what we all do?
3 emails, but it's just all my name in different versions.
different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing's worse than when you go to log on to a site that you haven't been in a while. It's like, forgot your password. I guess so. Fuck.
Yep.
And then you have to redo it. And then the next time you do it, it's only like a month later and you got to redo it again.
Yeah, because you
forgot.
already
Yo,
forgot. Yeah.
Because you already forgot your new
God.
password. Yeah.
Yep, that's so
No,
annoying.
I think my favorite is when I go to like reset my password and it tells me I can't use a previously used password.
Oh, fuck off with that
Yeah.
message. I hate that message.
That's so annoying. That's why I
So,
try
like-
to keep everything as simple now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use the same like 3 passwords for different things. Just
See, that would be easy to do if I didn't have the profession that I have. So, like, I literally, everything I do, there's a password to it. It's like, you know, everything is super encrypted,
Yeah.
working in
Yeah.
you know, the HIPAA world that I work in. Everything is its own password. And then some sites will re-register sooner, where it's like every 30 days you have to put in a new password.
Oh, that's annoying.
Or, you
Yeah,
know,
I had to do that
every
for the
60,
city.
whatever, you know, like, and it's constantly changing. So, like, I could have one generic, it could be like Bob125. And it's like, all right, I'm going to use Bob125 for all of these. But then in like a month, I have like 4 different ones already.
Mm.
And now I don't remember which one's changed and things like that. So, like, I've got them all down. And thank God my computer remembers most of them.
Yeah.
But
It sounds old
Not-
school. I was thinking about actually taking a book and writing down my passwords.
some people do that.
And I
Yeah.
think I want to write down my friends, like closest friends' phone numbers too. Because
Okay.
God
Yeah.
forbid, you know what I'm saying? Like, God forbid, I know it sounds paranoia. But say something does happen and there's like some sort of EMP, like or like the power grid messes up or something like that with today's garbage that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I gonna get in contact with anybody if you don't have the internet and you don't have anything else? Like, and you don't memorize their phone numbers.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we have like a landline then?
Yeah, but if you don't,
Yeah, at least you can get to a payphone, or somebody has a land, or
like,
somebody who has a landline. And,
that's what I'm saying.
It would still work.
Are you talking about like cell phones going down too?
I'm talking about
the
power grid, everything.
So then, how are you going to call somebody? 90% of us, 99% of us have only cell phones.
Exactly right. So if you
cell
have
phones
a
are
phone,
down-
but if you have a phone number on a piece of paper, you could at least, if you find a landline that works, you could at least use that.
You're going to call their cell phone that doesn't work.
Well, maybe something
I
that
guess
might
that
be
makes
affecting
sense.
you wouldn't be affecting us on
Like,
the other side of the country.
That's
yeah,
true,
like if
too.
your
That would
phones
be
are down, but
yeah.
ours aren't, you can still reach out to us. Like
Yeah.
That's fair.
I have some, like my parents, my sister, my original house number. I still have that, even though, I haven't used that phone number forever.
Oh my
I
God,
have,
I just remembered
5 or
mine.
6 phone numbers still memorized, but that's about it.
Yep.
No, I have my mom, my
Once I got a cell
sister's,
phone, like-
and my old one.
I remember like my first home landline as a kid. Do you remember that?
I remember mine. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh, like you remember your home phone?
yeah, 845-227-0323. Boom.
845-724-9917.
Nice.
I'm not going to say it because people still live there.
Oh,
Because it's still the same number.
that's good. My parents' number is gone, but that used to be 896-2307.
I don't remember.
And at the time, it was 914, and then they changed it to 845.
No, they didn't. They
Oh.
just recently changed the
They
area
added a zip code to Dutchess
Yeah.
County now, yeah,
I used to
because
know
we have too many
the-
people moving here.
Yeah, I used to know the apartment number. Like I lived in Rochelle for the first 2 years of my life, so the apartment that we lived in, I used to have that phone number memorized too, but I couldn't tell you my sister probably still knows it, but
You know what
Now
phone
that we're
number I
speaking
still
of
have
Dutchess
memorized
County
more
still.
than most of my friends, unfortunately?
What's that?
Green Havens.
Oh,
That's fair.
God.
that's
I used to
fair.
bang
Yeah.
it a lot.
code. I was gonna say.
Like, I mean, I have used to have my work phone numbers memorized too, because you call them for
Yeah.
whatever reason, whether it's calling out or whatever it was. Like, those are numbers that you need to know. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
There's nothing worse than seeing that number though pop up on my phone for some reason out of nowhere. I'm like, I'm off. Why are you calling
That's-
me?
Yo,
That's
they
any
called
job.
me
Like,
about
if
a
you-
month ago.
Your boss's
What?
number.
You probably still sank a little bit when you seen that number. You're like,
A little bit. I'm not going to lie.
yeah.
I saw it, like, it was like first thing in the morning too, which well, for me, it was first thing in the morning. For them, it was probably like mid-afternoon. Because it was like,
Yeah.
it was like, I don't know, like 9:30 when I got the call.
Yeah.
So, I just see Green Haven's number pop up, and I was just like, not doing this right now. I didn't answer it. I was
That's
like,
a
nope.
Daisy.
the classic.
I wouldn't have
I
I
either.
figured they would
Doyen.
leave a message, but they didn't. So I was just like, okay, it must not have been
well.
that important, I guess. I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe they dialed
Your
the wrong
inbox
number.
is full.
Yeah, maybe.
They didn't dial the wrong number.
Maybe there's another Craig somewhere.
Yeah, right.
But
Isn't it?
yeah,
I don't know.
I used to know so many phone numbers. Like all my friends, like I could just dial it. Like when I called them when I was in middle school or whatever to like hang out. Nope.
No, I got nothing now.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I
only
know-
my
I
mom
know
and my
like
sister's
6.
number.
Yeah, I used to
No.
have a bunch memorized when I was younger too, but
Oh my God, I just remembered
again,
my
we
own
grew up
cell
in a
phone
different
number.
time because we didn't have cell phones a lot like when we were
Nope.
teenagers. So we had to
Yeah.
memorize
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I got to memorize these 5 guys that I like to hang out with. The one girl I think is cute, and and
Yep.
like maybe like my job if I'm working or something.
I
Like,
remember
that's it. Those are the only numbers you need to memorize.
Yeah.
Remember, there used to be like little pocket notepads you used to be able to keep. Like they were electronic, but it wasn't a cell phone. Like I
Like
forget what they, like
Yeah.
a planner.
A
Yeah.
PDA,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
where I used to
PDAs.
keep my phone numbers.
the Palm Pilots.
You had a PDA?
Yeah, it was like a little. Yeah, it was like
That's
a little
crazy.
like it was like an.
Oh,
you
you're
couldn't use it
fancy.
as a cell phone. It was just like a little electronic notepad.
I had a little phone book in my desk that like I just wrote everybody's number
Same,
in.
like-
So I would just
Yeah, just
kind
a little
of have
pocket
it there.
phone book.
Yep.
Oh,
I just remembered it. Like I just remembered my old cell phone
Orange.
number.
some
Orange
people
is fun.
have the best memories.
I don't know. Mine was 845-546-9416.
Like I mean, I was good at remembering numbers, but I still had I had them written down just in case I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But like I
I
didn't
think
always
I had a
carry my
spot.
phone book around with
Anything.
me.
Yeah,
My
like I think
memory
I
is
had a
shit.
spot for like some numbers that I wasn't dialing frequently.
But also, like,
God
people
knows
used to
where
give
the hell
you their
that
phone
was.
numbers on like a piece of paper. Now you just immediately
Mhm.
type it into your phone.
Yeah.
Well, I had like a
Yeah.
whole note box, and I remember when we were moving, we were moving me out of my mom's house, and I found this like box of notes, like
What for like
they were like notes, like
Like the
notes
folded ones
folded
we
into
used
a
to
football.
re-
Yes,
Oh,
and then some were
yeah.
numbers. I am not going to, excuse me, mention last names, but I had one from a guy named Rob. I had some from Danielle. I just so many. My friend Cindy, like just all folded up. There were some numbers in the box too, so I guess that's where I kept the paper ones.
That's awesome.
Sounds just like how you organized today.
I am organized. I wouldn't be
Nice.
successful if
No,
I wasn't
organized
as
chaos.
I used to
organized.
love
as I
those
am.
folded
Yes,
notes.
that's
You just used to like pass in school,
true.
like the original texting, just passing notes.
Yeah.
Some people are like that though, like you. Like you could look at something like a desk, and it's full of shit.
I know
But
where everything
she
is.
knows exactly where everything is. Some people are organized like that. To me,
Organized
my
chaos.
anxiety would go through the roof. But it works for some people. Whatever works for you, you know.
Well, I've gotten better though. Like I am a
absolutely.
little more organized. I am attempting to be more organized than I've been before. Actually funny. Every year on my work reviews, I always say like organization is like my weak thing or something I always want to improve on. Because my organization isn't the same as theirs.
Mm.
So you know, I've gotten a lot better. I've changed a lot of things. And like I said before, I wouldn't be successful if I didn't have some organization down or, you know, some sort of work ethic that I've developed. But
You got
know,
some serious work ethic.
thank you. But no, that book kind of, the part that I did get up to, it kind of made me realize a lot about myself though. Like the guy's experience, I don't remember his name. The guy's experience is like, you know, he dedicated everything to work because without work, they wouldn't have the funds to do
The author, Sean.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have the money to do all these nice things and have all these like nice cars and, you know, fun experiences for the kids. And it's funny because before reading this book, that's what I would say to Lily. And Lily's like, why do you have to work after you put me to bed? I want to snuggle with you. Which meanwhile, I
Yeah.
cannot snuggle in that loft bed. I'll break it.
Yeah, I know.
But,
I wasn't thinking about that when we bought those loft beds.
No.
Can't cuddle with them now.
Yeah, it sucks. But you know, I told her, I was like, you know, you enjoyed going to Disney, right? And she's like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, mommy has to work to get that money to do those things. I don't say that anymore.
Yeah.
I refuse to say that to her. I don't want her to develop that type of work ethic where like you're going to tire yourself out. No, granted, during certain times of years, that's my job. My job, you know, kind of requires me to work a lot harder because it's crazy.
Yeah.
But now that we're kind of out of that, I'm kind of taking more of a step back. Like today, I came home earlier than I normally do.
Yeah, I was shocked. Like my
No.
text message was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, he was
Like-
really excited. But
No,
it's just
what-
like kind of taking that step back, you know, kind of
You need a
readjusting.
breather sometimes, you know.
It's not even
My
just
mom was
that.
the same way when we were growing up though. Like she's still that way. Like she's a workaholic. She works like
Yeah.
4 different jobs. You know, like
Oh,
she's in her
wow.
60s and she works for like 4 different people.
So
One
One,
a book
it doesn't
cover.
look like it. 2, get it, Lucy. 3,
But she's just always
That's-
busting her ass for that same thing. Like she's always worried
Yeah.
about finances. Not that like I mean, you know, growing up, I never noticed that we had any problems. You know, my dad makes pretty good money, but like they have to work to
Usually
do the
do
things we
being a
did.
secret agent.
exactly.
He's
Yeah,
not
right.
a secret agent.
Your
Secret
dad's a secret
agent,
agent.
man.
I
He's a secret
can
agent,
neither
man.
confirm or deny
Agent,
anything.
man.
We're on a recorded line here.
Oh shit! I'm about to get murdered now. I just blew his cover.
He's going to
No.
come to your house and be like,
There's.
why?
Hold on. I hear a
He's-
helicopter outside.
He's gonna be my Nick
Just knocks
Fury
on the
character
door
in my
right
comic
now.
book.
Yes. I think that's
He's-
fair.
He's the Nick Fury of my comic book, and like our house is gonna be like the home base, and there's gonna be like a whole secret underground like like
layer?
base for us. Like yeah,
That's
kind
pretty
of like
funny.
the bat cave, but like
I was literally going to say it when I was done drinking.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
another thing I wanted to get into was like the production aspect, because like when I read this book, I didn't have a business. I didn't really have any of it, but that's
Mhm.
what sparked all this. That's what like sparked a lot of things. And I noticed that you were talking about getting back into the whole cricket thing and doing a lot of custom, you know, decorations.
Well,
and
that's because
stuff
I had
like
a
that.
job to do.
Exactly.
Like, I have a job to do,
Yeah.
but it's making me creative again.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
like Jessy's working on her comic and her artwork, which is amazing. It's actually right here on
Mhm.
my wall. printed out on a piece of metal, and it's awesome. Like, and that's Jessy. She's behind the logo, and these are the three most important people that have, like, literally, like propped me up and actually, like, gave me the confidence. There's a couple people missing that I'm gonna have in another episode, but, like, these people right here is the core group of people. You know, it's if it wasn't for you guys,
The core four.
The core four, yeah,
The core four.
like, dead serious though, like, seriously,
we're the core
like,
of
this
owls.
book. Like, this book was an inspiration, but honestly, we can't.
Yes, I'm so glad
You
I
can't
caught
just be
that.
throwing Batman references while John's talking.
Sorry.
Yeah. So,
Sorry, John.
but like this book, that it started off as like the book is inspiration, but like the book isn't doing the work. You know what I'm saying? It's me doing the work, and you guys are just like propping me up and supporting me, and it feels great. It's not, honestly, it's not what I'm used to. I'm not used to this because I don't really ever step outside my comfort zone when it comes to stuff. You know what I'm saying? And this is definitely way outside my comfort zone, man. Like,
Yeah, but that's good though. Like stepping outside your comfort zone, exploring new stuff. But like supporting you in all this is like also helping, like me anyway. Like I want to be more productive, which is why I've done so much more artwork.
That's
recently.
awesome.
And I started wanting to.
So
work
you're
in my
saying
comic
I'm
book.
inspiring you a little bit?
Exactly. Like you started like doing the shit.
Golly.
You're just like going for it, full fledged. Like no,
I have to.
You're not holding back anything. You're just going for it, and that's awesome.
That's
And
the one
like
thing that
like I wake up every morning. I'm like, all right, I got to get shit done today.
Yeah.
Yes. See, that's awesome. And I don't ever want to come across as the guy who's like pressuring people into doing something
No,
they
it's not
don't
like
want
that.
to do.
You're
like,
not that guy.
No,
I can't help to I can't help to be the somebody who
that wasn't as
when I
sarcastic
listen
as
to
it
you-
sounded.
Like,
I just noticed everyone started laughing when I said no.
No, like
like when I listen
100%
to somebody,
sincere. You are not that guy. Like
well, thank you. When I listen to somebody, I listen to what they're telling me, and I sort of take it in. And if you tell me you want to do something, or that you want something, or you want to achieve it, I'm not the person to say that to and expect nothing to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am going to be that annoying fuck that's on the other shoulder saying, "Hey, what are you doing?
This?
We got to do this." Like, there's nights where I just want to like sit around and do nothing, but I know I got to do this, I got to do that, and during the day, especially, like, that's one thing that I am thankful for my shitty job, is the time off. Like, the time off is nice because, like, when I'm off and Vicky's at work and the kids are at school daycare, I could get so much shit done.
Yeah.
The only problem is with the idle time, I can't stay idle. I have to keep going. Like, I have to find shit to do because I can't sit down. Like, you know, and then I just do it again the next day.
Yeah.
You know.
The only thing that you need to learn is how to be idle when you need to. Like,
you don't want to burn out.
Yeah, not even just that though.
Yeah.
Like, when he has a moment to relax, like I can handle something or whatever it may be, he'd rather not. And like, that's a beautiful thing, but you do deserve a break.
Yeah, no, and that's
So
one
that-
thing that goes back to just living in the present. Sometimes I get caught up in all that shit, you know, saying that I want to get done, I'm getting this done, I'm being productive. And then I'm like, wait a minute, am I enjoying the moment right now? Like, hold on a second, time out, you know, like.
Then you got me being like, why aren't you just relaxing? Do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, just sit.
Sometimes she gets it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
sometimes
I'm
she,
like, okay.
she winds up getting it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then there's other days where I'm like, you know, this is your first day off. Like, chill out.
Yeah.
Like,
Just relax.
take a day. Tomorrow, bust your ass. But today, recoup. Regain your energy. Regain your happiness. You know, because that place is draining.
I've never been happier than this past, like, probably 5 months. I would say the journey's been about 5 months total so far.
I was like, yeah.
You know, since I've read the book, I think it's been almost 5 months since I've read the book. You know,
if you guys can see what he's done in 5 months. He made my office.
I've already seen a lot of it. You see it right behind
everything.
you. You're right behind you as evidence because I mean that was just a blank painted wall just a few weeks ago, and now you see what obviously John has built there, and I keep telling him, man, I'm jealous of it, man. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Whenever you do wind up back here for something, we're definitely recording here.
Yeah. By that point, it'll be exactly the way that he wants it. That's the one thing about John is you can't, you know, have a good idea with him. Like, no, I'm saying it wrong. But like, if he hears your good idea and he's like, yeah, that wouldn't be that bad, he's gonna run with it. Like,
he wants to complete it, follow it through to fruition.
Like, exactly. So like, when it came to making the playroom into my office in the end hall, I literally think he spoke to me twice about it. Asked me once one thing I wanted, and then after that I was like, don't tell me anything, I want you to surprise me. And I think that pissed him off. Not literally pissed you off, but I think that bothered you because then it made you want to talk to me about it. But like, he got it done in like 3 days.
Yeah, that
It
was
was like 3 days. All my
was
shit
great.
was here, and he was like, I was so proud of him. It looks so dope. Like,
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
like,
well, thank you.
It's, you know, part of it is too, and to go back to this book, is like finding your happy place. And I think finding your happy place is being creative in a different way.
Yeah,
So like, I think this in itself,
absolutely.
you know, everything you've done in the past 5 months have been happy things for you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get enjoyment out of it. I get enjoyment out of making other people happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so gratifying. I'm saying for someone who lives for themselves, that's a miserable person. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing is worse than that. It's like, you could see the people too that just live for themselves, and look where they're going.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
Yeah, well, they're not really happy.
No, the money isn't happiness either. Like, so many people chase the dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
No,
It's not worth it at all.
Well, and that goes down to the core 4.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
yeah.
Like I see money as freedom. Like, that's it. And if you want your freedom, you got to make money. You know what I'm saying? But if you make money everything about, if you make money everything, you're missing out. You're missing out,
Yeah.
because that goes back to the present. It goes back to just living in the moment, living with the people that you love and the friends you have, you know?
mhm.
It's
just
funny
amazing.
you say that, because like I've kind of had this thought, especially for the past, couple years or whatever, but where it's very similar thought. Like, and I'm not a very most of you guys know, as I'm not a very money motivated person. I'm not that person that's like, I got to go get my hustle. I got to go work all the time. I got to go, like, I'm not that guy. But there's one thing I kind of, been keeping a journal for the past like year or so, and sometimes I'll just write some random thoughts in it. And one of those random thoughts I wrote one day was poker equals freedom. And it's because of the same principle, basically, where obviously it just comes down to money. But for me, it's a little more than that, because to me, like, it's not so much about the money making me free. It's about, if I were able to make a living doing something like that, where it's something that I enjoy and I love and
It's
I have
freedom.
a passion for, that's the freedom.
Absolutely.
And that's what
Because
I'm
you're
trying to
doing
get
what you
to.
love, making money, enough money to be financially free. Not like set for life, but you're doing what you love, and you're covering everything that you're supposed to be covering. And you're just free to do what you want.
And that's exactly, that's the goal. I mean, obviously we all have, we have goals, we have dreams, and we have things that are kind of in between, I would say. And when it comes to poker, for me personally, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of things where I consider goals. There's things that I consider dreams. Like I have a goal to make enough money playing poker one day where hopefully I can maybe make a living out of it. Or at least a profitable side hustle where I can live comfortably knowing that, like, all right, I'm making enough money playing a game that I enjoy playing, that, I can maybe increase my what's it called? Value of life or whatever. I'm trying to think of the right word, but, do you know what I'm saying? Like, quality, increase my quality of life.
Quality
That's
of
what
life,
I was trying
yeah.
to say. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for. But anyway, I write songs, people. Anyway,
That's a different kind of wordage, I think.
yeah, well, I'm just saying, my vocabulary should be a little stronger. But anyway,
I'll get you a thesaurus for your birthday.
I have a thesaurus.
Do you really?
Well, I have a rhyming dictionary, which is basically the same thing. But anyway, to me, my goal is to be able to make enough money to do that. Then that's one thing. And then, like, I also have other bigger goals too. And one of which is, like, I want to play in the World Series one day. I want to play in the World Series of poker.
Yeah.
That's not a dream. That's a goal. Like, I want to play, like, and I'm talking about the main event. Like, I at one point in my life, I want to get into the main event and I want to play. It's a goal of mine. I'm going to make it happen one way or another. The dream would be winning it.
Yes, yeah.
The dream would be making a final table and
imagine the journey,
making
though.
some real
Just the
life-changing
journey
money.
alone.
Yeah.
The journey
But that's,
alone.
that's the difference to me between, like, my goals and my dreams when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel that way with my artwork. Like, I would love to be able to just create art as a living and
Oh my
like make enough
God.
money
What-
doing that and
That'd
just.
be amazing.
Yeah, start charging
But
people.
like,
Yeah, stop
where
working
is
for
that?
free.
Thank you.
I would have
But-
paid you for this.
I tell her every time I'll pay for anything she makes me, but she just keeps
Yeah,
bringing me shit.
absolutely. It's worth it. You do really good shit.
Yeah, you do.
I feel weird charging my friends for stuff. Like that's
No,
just
you
weird
got
for
to
me.
start somewhere. It's not.
And-
I'm. You
but
know what?
fine,
I'm gonna pay
fine.
you anyways.
Well-
I'm just not gonna know it. I'm just
Well-
gonna send it to your Venmo or something.
Like, fine, you don't want to charge your friends, but then you need to learn how to evaluate the cost of what you're doing in general.
Absolutely.
That's what I've been saying for
Figure
a
out
while.
your-
Like, you need to
figure
find
out
out
your
where your
time.
value is for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you need to start really trying to sell your stuff.
And don't undervalue yourself either. Like
Yeah.
you are worth a lot. Your artwork is definitely worth it. Like
You
it's
gotta
not
take
just
account
some
in-
Joe Schmo fucking drawing with a pencil and some charcoal. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
it's like legit talent. Like
Thanks,
legit.
guys.
You're welcome. Now go do
I
something.
mean,
stuff
and
hanging in
let's
my
go.
house.
like
go
Sell
get your
yourself.
paint box.
Go
Yeah,
get your
like, I
paint
mean,
box. Let's
And
go.
go get your fucking
like
paint.
CJ's
box.
apartment
Yes,
is like
there
a
you go.
museum
You
of my artwork.
Yeah, if you ever want to see a bunch of Jesse's work, just come to my house.
I'll just
You get a
video.
whole guided tour. I'll do a whole
Oh,
guided tour
It's
for you.
everywhere.
The art gallery.
Yeah, and
Welcome
That's
to
our
the
art
Jesse
gallery in
Verhave
Vegas.
Art gallery.
Now you
I
can
have,
say
like,
you have an art gallery in Vegas.
I
Yeah,
can.
pretty much.
That's what, you know what I'm gonna start saying. I'm just gonna be when I start. An
I'm gonna go. I gotta go
have an
visit my
art
gallery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're not lying.
I
One
have
night
like 50
only
projects
fair.
right now that I'm working on that I want to get done, so I can like post up and try to like actually build a business with it and try to sell some stuff because like I would
Absolutely.
love to be able to make money doing it.
Do it. Start an Etsy or
It's
something
also
like
just,
that.
Yeah, it's just so much fun for me, and like I come up with new projects constantly. Like I'll be in the
I
middle
tell
of a
you right now,
project, be like, "Oh,
you're gonna be
fuck, I
surprised.
want that. I have to write it down." There's sticky
Yeah.
notes all over my desk. My
I remember the
studio
other
that I
night
have.
we were talking.
Yeah, there's sticky notes everywhere. Like it pops in my head. I have to write that down.
By the way, though, you probably should start mass producing these like football ones that you've been doing.
Yes.
I feel like there's
And for
copyright issues
different
involved
teams?
with that.
Yeah, probably if NFL teams are involved for sure.
Oh,
They're,
Never
they're, kind
mind.
of,
yeah.
they're kind of sticklers when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, we'll
Don't
figure
fuck
it
with the
out.
NFL.
Either
Don't
way,
fuck with the
either
MLB.
way,
Yeah.
what you should
and
do.
I'm gonna take it back.
What you should do
Like-
is just eventually create yourself once you get settled in whatever state, you know what I'm saying? Because like I know you're going through transitions, so but it's going to be great. And what you should do is just register yourself in LLC. Get a good business going.
That's what my mom keeps telling me. She's like, we should, we'll get there. My sister was telling me that she wants to buy me like a video camera like setup to like video myself doing artwork and I post those
Oh,
videos.
that would
like
be
they-
sick. Like
Oh my
a
god,
a new
yeah.
age
It's a good way
Cross.
to get into the content creation portion.
It's
of-
Especially
Andy's been
TikTok.
trying to convince me to do that for like years.
Oh, I think
Andy
that's
has
a
been a huge
great
help.
idea.
I can't wait to have him on too.
Even starting with TikTok videos, like first of
then
all,
I have
they're
to
like
get a
2
TikTok.
minutes. Listen,
But I
can
told
run
my
it
sister, I was
for
like, I'm all for videoing myself if you edit it for me. She's like, down. I was like, cool. So she's
Oh,
now
well,
my
then
like
let
content
your sister do
producer.
it.
Yeah,
Editor?
so
Yeah.
I just have to video myself, send her the video. She's my content producer.
That must be
yes.
nice.
And she'll
Yeah.
maintain the TikTok. Maybe one day you'll do
She'll
a
do all of it.
live.
That's
She's your
literally her
social
life. Like,
media ambassador.
Mhm.
if she could work her dream job, it would be some sort of like music production or like stuff. She just loves that kind of stuff, and she's good at it. So,
Wow.
Nice.
you know,
All right, so now we found our new person to be like promoting and pushing. Caitlin.
Yeah.
she'll promote
Oh, yeah.
anything. Like that's just
Yeah.
She's
Oh, hell
gotten
yeah.
jobs in marketing. She does. That's her life. She loves that shit.
Yo, Saturday, as most of you may know, Saturday my kids were with my sister. So I had a lot of time to myself. So I was just blasting my Spotify and her group song came on.
Oh
I was
really?
like, who? Yeah, I was like, who is this? And I was like, oh shit, this is Caitlin and her
Oh,
group.
She.
That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
she.
I forgot that it was she.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like that I don't even remember the song. It
That's-
was like a club
that's-
mix, and I was
yeah.
just freaking
And that's
cleaning away
relatively
to
new.
it.
Like she had that group for years now, actually. But like the producers they were working with were shitty, and whatever. So they kind of just
Someone's
left.
phone
They
is
all
going
just kind
off.
of broke up and like left the project behind. And recently, like they were able to like get the rights to those songs and like start reproducing. So like they live all over the place now, like the 5 of them. But they get together and work together, like recreate those songs and put that shit out there because like
That's pretty cool.
they was
Awesome.
such
So
a
they
passion for
Taylor
all of them
Swifted.
that like that's what they
Swifted?
want to do.
Taylor
Yeah.
Swift did it.
Taylor Swift's like re-recording all her songs because
Yeah,
yeah.
because of Scooter Braun.
Yep.
Ah.
So that's why I was like, they Taylor Swifted it. They like took it back and then re-recorded it.
That's exactly what they did. They got the rights to the songs and then just were like, fuck it, we're
Smart.
gonna re-record everything.
Yeah,
Nice.
it came on though because like I forgot I liked it, so that I could have it and they could have like a
Yeah.
download mark
Yeah.
on it. And it came on and I was like, oh, That's mopping the floor.
You should just send her a message and tell her that. That'll make her happy.
I was about to, but then I got distracted because my cousin's softball game came on. But now tell her to listen to this video. What is it? Minute 40 something, whatever.
Minute?
What's that? Oh
Listen to
yeah,
that.
I think
A
we're at
minute.
like 40.
We've only been in a minute.
I think it says 40 on it. My eyes.
It's it says 40. It's about to hit 50.
49. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
We're sitting here bullshitting.
But
That's fine.
so once
Loosely
I
based
get all
on the
that camera
book.
equipment, I got to start doing all that shit and get myself out there more. Because like I post stuff.
Absolutely, man. That goes back to the whole production in the book. We'll tie it back in again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally like I create a business here. You could definitely create a business with that shit. I wish I was artistic like that. Honestly, I could draw some stick figures pretty good, but that's about it. You know what I'm saying?
I can teach you how to draw comic book characters. It's not that hard. It just takes practice.
Listen,
Well,
John
yeah,
did a very good
practice.
Lion King once.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Pictionary.
Yeah.
I kick ass in Pictionary, by the way.
Yeah, he did a very good Lion King.
You know what's
Wait,
funny? I haven't played Pictionary in forever, but the last time I played, I was not good at it.
Well, there's something about
it's like-
drawing within an urgency.
It's speed drawing, which is
Yeah.
very different.
You're trying to put
And,
too
like,
much detail into it, probably.
Yeah,
That's part
trying
of
to
it
put
too.
key
Like,
detail
I have this,
too.
yeah, I have this brain, like this picture in my brain, and I just can't not do that. So
Yeah.
Pictionary is not my strong suit, which is funny considering that I draw all the time.
Yeah, 'cause
Listen,
you have that idea.
I drew the Eye of Sauron from Lord of the
You
Rings.
did pretty good at that. Yeah, you
What's
did
up with
pretty
Lord
good
of
at
the
that.
Rings?
Yeah, Lord of the Rings is a thing.
That's why I
right
went,
now.
We've just been
Because-
on this Lord of the Rings kick, I guess.
Yeah.
She hasn't watched it. Like,
no, but
recently.
no, I haven't. But still, Lord of the Rings bombs.
Wait, you've
But-
never
They're
seen
all
Lord
on
of the Rings?
HBO. You should
No,
go
no,
watch
no.
them.
She hasn't
No, no.
watched it recently.
No, no,
Oh,
I've seen
okay.
all of
Yeah,
them
they're all on
except
HBO.
for the prequels. I've never went like
The Hobbit?
like
We're
behind.
watching that
We
now.
actually, we're watching that now. Yeah, we just started The Hobbit today.
I don't think I want
It's not a
to.
bad idea. I mean,
I've heard it's
No.
great.
The Hobbits
I've
are
heard it's
great. Like they're the original, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy is amazing, and like
Mhm.
nothing can touch those three movies. But The Hobbit is pretty solid still. Like the cast is great. The story is
Like I heard it was
like,
great.
They flushed this tiny little book because The Hobbit is the shortest book out of the four into three fucking movies because that's what Hollywood does. So a
Yeah.
lot of it's just Peter Jackson
Yeah,
going
fluff.
crazy, but it's awesome, and you get to watch these 13 dwarfs and a hobbit go on an adventure, and it's ridiculous.
That sounds dope.
And
I don't know.
hilarious.
There's just something I love the Lord of the Rings to go backwards within it. I just couldn't do. So like I don't know. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. And this one I can't. Like I really just can't. That's like trying to
So-
go backwards in Marvel. Like no.
Okay, yeah,
You
no, I
can't
get
do
what you're saying. I
I
get
love
what you're
prequels.
saying.
It depends. But like
That's what Star
No.
Wars is. Star
Yeah.
Wars came out
I-
middle,
no, I didn't-
beginning, end.
no.
Like-
I never liked or watched all Star Wars until I watched it in order as an adult.
Yeah.
So
That you know,
The
what?
best
I
was when we
remember
had Star Wars
My-
Day.
My brain just
Yeah.
broke a little
Star Wars
bit.
Day was
I love
the
sorry, I
best.
had to
Day.
do it. And
Star
not
Wars
only
Day
that,
was epic.
I did it and I had Solo in there.
Yep.
Hold on, you didn't watch
Yep.
all of the Star Wars movies until Solo came out?
Well, I had seen pieces of
'Cause,
a lot
like,
of the
that's
movies.
a lot.
I had seen
Oh
pieces
my-
of the
Star
movie.
Wars was
and
so much of my childhood. Like I watched the original
Nope, not
trilogy
mine.
so many times as a kid.
I don't think
Oh,
really
yeah.
Vicky had
My
any
parents are big
adults in her
sci-fi
family
fans.
that were obsessed with it.
no one in my family was obsessed with it. Honestly, the first thing that I liked about Star Wars was one of the games that was on Sega Dreamcast.
My Uncle
No, my-
Johnny
my
used to
dad-
come visit every weekend, and we would watch a Star Wars movie pretty much every
My
time he
dad's
came
like
to
an-
visit.
That sounds awesome, though.
My dad's like an epic nerd, so like he's a Star Wars guy, and like they got to see Star Wars when it came out in theaters in 1977. Like that's
Which
fucking
is
amazing.
wild. For me,
Right?
for
That's
me, the person who knew that, spoiler alert, Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father at the age of like 5.
Yeah.
For me to think of like teenagers and full grown adults going into that movie and finding that out for the first time is like mind blowing to me because it's just like, to me, that's just like, that's just a fact of life. You know,
Yeah.
you need to drink water to live. You need to breathe air. And Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's dad. That's just something everybody knows.
Yeah, it's a fact you're now born with. Like it's just ingrained in your head. It's in our DNA as humans now.
Pretty much. Like, I
but,
feel
like,
like there
in-
wasn't a point where I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, same.
no,
Obviously,
you're
I
right.
had to have watched the movie for the first time, but like, I don't remember a point in my life where I did not know that.
No, I honestly,
No,
I kind of agree with you
that.
on that.
I agree with that statement.
I mean, I always knew that, but like again, I didn't
Well,
really
that's
get
also
into
like
it.
a pop culture thing too. But
Yeah,
At
I,
this
I
point,
saw
yeah.
the scene, is what I'm saying, and I can't remember a
Yeah.
time in my life where I didn't remember that scene of
Yeah.
Luke
Like-
getting the hand walloped.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
remember
I saw
what
that.
age I watched Star Wars for the first time because that's how long ago it was, and that's how much like
Fair.
and I've seen 4, 5, and 6 more out of the rest of Star Wars because like one they've just been
Of
around
course.
longer, but they are return
The best.
like them 6
The
is always
best.
gonna be my favorite, but I enjoy the prequel trilogy. I know people shit on it a lot, but
Well, because it's
just-
just not as quality as what
And
we're
Jar
getting
Jar
now.
Binks
I
sucks.
disagree. I 100% disagree. Like, yeah, Phantom Menace was and because Jar Jar Binks or whatever, but like overall story, the prequel trilogy is fucking bomb.
I didn't.
no,
I didn't
story,
mind.
yes.
I didn't mind the
And
story
they-
at all.
And they built, and with the Clone Wars animated series, they built that whole
Yeah.
universe up more. And
Yeah.
I will say the Clone
like-
Wars show is pretty epic.
yeah,
I now have to watch all of that stuff though. Like I'm up to like the Mandalorian now and watch it. Like I should
I still have
have.
to finish the man.
actually,
I
you
should-
should watch
I should have
Clone Wars
watched
before you
it.
finish Mando. But
Well, you're gonna help me with the order, but we'll get there.
I mean, if you
Well, there's
a
just
whole
characters
I can
in
send
there,
you a
though.
timeline for Star Wars if you want. I can send you a whole timeline.
I
Yeah,
actually
I
did
think
that. I
you're gonna
watched
have
it
to.
through the timeline
Yeah.
like about a year
Yeah.
or two ago.
Well, is
I
it
literally
like
I
that on
started with
Disney
episode
Plus?
1 and I just watched
I
the
think
entire
you can-
fucking timeline.
I know Marvel has their stuff in timeline order on Disney Plus. I don't know if Star
Yeah.
Wars does, but
I think
you can
Star
look
Wars
it
does
up
as
easy
well.
enough.
I'm pretty sure it
Um,
is. It's like it
but-
goes like timeline order. There's like a whole section
Yeah.
of it on Disney Plus.
But obviously, it's one and two, and then Clone Wars happens between episode 2 and 3, up until the end of episode 3. And then you have Bad Batch, which happens after that, and
Which you
Solo
really like
happens
that.
after that. Bad Batch was awesome. I haven't watched season 2 yet. And then Rebels, which is another animated series, happens like kind of congruently with Bad Batch timeline wise, and like leads up to the beginning of the rebellion that you know of in episode 4.
Mm.
And it's just fucking cool.
It's good stuff.
It
Is
is.
what we're saying.
Absolutely. It's
That's
always
Star Wars
good to,
nerds.
Watch all the Star Wars stuff.
to
Yeah.
watch good movies and to when
love
you have
Star Wars.
leisure time, anyways.
Yeah,
You got to make that time.
Yeah,
Isn't
absolutely.
that what the core force does?
but
Like
like
make
I
a
would,
time for yourself. I mean,
Basically.
always. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd love to like just be somebody that creates shit like that one day.
you will be.
Come up with a storyline
Keep
that's good
doing.
enough that gets made into movies.
Keep doing what
There you
you're
go.
doing.
Oh yeah. You just stay put. Just stay,
Yeah.
like, well, not stay put. Stay doing it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
Stay
I
on
think
track.
yeah, because like most people don't realize that like when you hit that success, it's usually just right around the corner. You know,
Yeah.
most people give up right before they make it. You know, like
Mhm.
it's insane. That's why you just keep going, just keep chugging along, man.
I cashed in 2 poker tournaments today.
See? See?
Success.
I played
Yep.
2 tournaments and I cashed in them both. That's a 100% success rate.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Doing things
And
right.
it's doing something you love in
Mhm.
a place that you love.
Yep. Oh wait. Let's talk about the purse.
Oh yeah.
what?
The purse.
The
So
purse.
Oh, yeah,
not
Vicky
putting
has
the
stories.
purse
We're
on the
behind putting a
floor.
purse on the floor.
Oh, we're going into superstition now?
Well, it was
Yeah,
more
let's
or
do it.
less about money.
Oh, money.
That's fair.
Okay.
That-
That's-
it does
that's-
correlate.
Yes.
Okay,
So
let's hear
that's
it.
how I'm pulling this in.
Let's hear it.
Quick summary. Asked John to grab me my purse. He almost put it on the floor, and I was like, "Don't you dare!" And so it was asked, like, "What is the deal with that?" The superstition is, you put your money or your purse on the floor, you lose money.
Yeah.
Like you're just kind of throwing away money. That's kind of what it is. It's just that superstition. Whereas if you keep it off the floor, you're not losing any money. It's off the ground. That there is a whole
But
actual
where
saying
did
to
that
it.
come from? Like,
That's
is that a
weird.
cultural thing? Is
Where
that
did
an
that
American
originate?
I've been
thing?
hearing that my whole life. Like,
This is why I wish we had a screen on the wall over there so we can.
Yeah.
I've been
never
hearing that
heard
my
of
whole
that.
life. Like, if you put your purse on the floor, it's bad luck. You're gonna lose money.
I've heard
Keep it
of
off the
opening
floor.
an umbrella inside is bad luck. I've heard that.
I mean, so
Yeah.
it's
Well,
breaking
yeah,
the
that's-
mirror.
Walking under a ladder, you know.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, but okay.
These
so
are all
to
things
answer,
I've heard.
to answer your question, the origin is Chinese culture.
Chinese culture,
It
okay.
says it's bad
Chinese
feng shui to put your purse on the floor. In fact, there's an old Chinese proverb you might have already heard: "A purse on the floor is money out the door." That's not the exact saying I know
Never heard
of,
of
but
that.
it's the same thing.
But that's
I
the
have
thing.
heard of the superstition before. I think only because you mentioned it in the past. But other than
Yeah.
that, I don't think I've ever heard of.
I've never heard of it.
No, I mean,
like you
I
guys
think
are
I was
gods.
like, I was probably
Yeah.
in high school the first time I heard it because like, but
Yeah.
you know. But
That's
I've
all we
heard- I've
bitches
definitely
did,
heard it a
put
bunch
our
of
shit
times,
on the
but yeah,
floor.
like most women put shit on the floor all the time. But like if you don't carry a purse,
Wait,
like, it's
wait,
not
women
something
shit
to
on
think
the
about
floor?
First
Is
of
that
all,
what you
put,
said?
put their shit on the floor.
I
put
know.
shit
just
on the
looking
floor.
around.
Put your shit
But,
on the floor. But no, Jesse, you're right. Like, I mean, If you're not a woman,
I mean,
you're not really going to hear it.
Like, I don't care.
You're
your
not really
person,
gonna know.
But like, obviously, I know a bunch of friends that do. So, I think Ashley.
And the next topic of the next episode, what is
she lands on that too.
Stop it. But
Let's
no,
not do
even
that.
Lily. No, please don't.
No.
But
We'll
even
stay away from
Lily,
that for this
the
episode.
7-year-old little girl knows better because she's heard it enough from me. Don't put your furs on the floor. I don't think she understands why.
No,
But
but
she just
she knows that it's
she
a
just
thing.
knows.
Them's the rules.
That's how it starts.
Them's the
Eventually
rules.
it'll
And
get
you
to a
don't- you
point
don't
where she's
fuck with
like, why?
tradition.
Yeah,
Yep.
eventually she'll be like, why do we do this? And it's like, because the minute you do that, you're going to be broke. You're not going to have any.
You're gonna be broke.
You're
That's
gonna
one
be
thing
broke.
You're gonna
her.
die
I will say-
penniless.
She asks so many good questions, and
Mhm.
sometimes she
She's a smart
gets me.
girl.
I'm like, crap.
Yeah.
I gotta tell the truth.
I was talking about that earlier. She's like a little adult sometimes talking to her. It's nuts.
I'll
And
never
it's
forget
crazy.
She said, "Fuck." I'm like, Dad. I was
What?
like, you can't say fuck. No. She's like, oh, I can't say fuck. I'm like, no, don't say fuck. Why can't I say fuck? I'm like, I was like, because
Stop
fuck is
saying
a bad word. Oh, I wasn't saying fuck back to her, but I was like, because it's a bad word. She's like,
Yeah.
okay, Daddy, I won't say fuck. I'm like, all right, though.
Yo,
She knows. Now hold on. She knows that
She knew
this
what
is
you
the
were saying.
one time that she's going to get away
She's
with it.
getting it all
And she's
out.
like, I need to get as many of these out as I can because the next
Exactly.
time he
At
hears
3
me
years
say it,
old.
I'm going to get yelled at.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At,
And that's
at
what
3
it's
years
like.
old, she knew that because she's fucking.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
3 years old.
Yeah,
That's what she
she's
was
nuts.
saying. At like literally, it was crazy. And then like 2 weeks ago, she played the Justin Bieber song. Now I guess she's been obsessed with Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah.
But she played a song, I guess, and it said "fucking" it. So it's like, I gotta change the song. I'm like, well, why do you gotta change the song? She's like, because it said "fuck." I'm like, okay, yes, you could change the song. Well, like I wasn't even gonna address it because I didn't want to give it attention.
Did you hear her tonight?
No,
That song came on, and it's like something. If you ain't me right here, you know what song I'm talking about?
no.
Oh, well, anyway, he says fuck, and instead of her saying fuck, she was like f. I was
She
like,
said that. That's funny.
and I was just like,
She's already censoring
I
herself.
wonder
It's
if
great.
She censored herself.
She's got-
That's amazing.
She's got a great voice, so I will never stop
That
her
is
from
true.
singing.
she
That's
does.
awesome.
So,
It's good to hear.
That's awesome.
all right, guys. Well, we're about an hour mark, so we could get into a little bit of plugs, eh?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's plug
You're
a
the
little
boss.
bit
What do
here.
we got to do?
Yeah, no, we can start with Jesse's Instagram channel here. I know it's not officially a business, but I want to start with Jesse's Instagram because
My-
literally she created this owl right here that is just phenomenal. And I think if anybody has any art needs or artistic needs, you need to hire this lady.
Send them my way. That'd be awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, sure. My Instagram is it's called Stereo Graphics. Graphics with an
Spell
F
it.
and an X on the end. And I came up with that name when I was in high school because I started writing a comic book based on these 3 superheroes. So that's where the name came from. I still haven't finished that comic book, but I'm working on it as one of the 3 that I'm now working on compared with Andy. I have a lot of artwork posted up there right now. Hopefully I'll have more soon with like the 50 somewhat projects I have working. And eventually I will have an
Absolutely.
Etsy page and you'll be able to, link it there and buy them.
Absolutely. And
So-
when you create an Etsy page, I am expecting all of that info so I
Yes.
can share it too.
Oh yeah, no,
Yes.
absolutely. I'll make sure you guys
You
all
know.
get it.
And then we have Vicky starting out just with the crafty stuff. I forget the name of the Instagram that you have.
It's Treehouse Creations NY, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tag that too. Maybe
Oh.
she could get started. I could put it
So
to
we
work a
can
little bit.
Put some uploads. Of
We
current
can work
things
we
that
can
I've
work on
done.
stuff together.
Yes. You guys could create decals. And
I
stickers
did
and-
try to decal this. I can't get all of this beautiful detail, and so unfortunately,
Can't be
I've
replicated.
decided not to
Yeah.
even try because there's just way too much intricacy that I can just mess up or I would have to get rid of, and I don't want to take anything away from this at all. But
thank
yeah,
you.
no, I do. You're welcome. No, I do like decorations. I have even thought about doing a little like event planning type
Yeah.
business before.
Well,
just
you could talk about what you were doing recently with
I was gonna
Jolie.
say.
Yeah.
Was going to do that before. I was pregnant when that idea came up and just haven't gone back to it. But now I have been creating save the dates and wedding invitations for my sister, which has been a lot of
They're
fun.
fancy looking.
Very
Yeah,
creative.
they do look cool.
Thank you guys. We've had changes just since I've shown you, but
I can't wait to see them.
yeah, just a lot of fun. Doing that's actually my happy place, being creative, and it helps me kind of keep going. It helps me kind of rework some priorities that I should to embody what I need to be done to match my husband.
Don't
No,
compete with yourself.
I'm not competing. It's not a competing, but like, a couple who grows together, stays together.
Absolutely.
And, like, I'm watching you grow from this book and so many different things. So, attempting to embody some of those changes that I know I can do based off of the little bit that I have read of this book that I am still reading.
You got to find that former soccer player in yourself.
Oh God, no! Now you're going too
and
far.
apply it
You're going too
to different things.
You're going too far.
She might
If my
get
ass is
violent.
ever back in cleats like that, y'all better have a fucking ambulance on standby.
There's a tournament this summer. You want to play?
Your sister invited me. I just never answered.
Oh my gosh!
I love you, Caitlin. I don't even know.
I mean, she's
I'm
back surgery,
retired.
so like, I don't know if she's playing either, but
So what's your?
I know it was like
excuse
2 weeks later. Goes into back surgery. I'm like, what?
yeah.
But no,
crazy.
I'm so out of shape, and I can never that chapter
You'll
of my
get in
life.
shape.
You got
No.
4 months to get in shape. It's not till
What do
August.
you mean, no?
That chapter of my life is unfortunately closed in regards to being a player. Would I eventually would love to be a coach? Fuck yes.
I could only imagine.
Oh
I
my
could
God.
definitely imagine you being a coach. Actually,
coaching
Oh,
Lily
man.
out when.
oh my
when she
god,
starts
I would
She
playing.
doesn't
officially
want
have
to.
a soccer
She doesn't
mom
wanna
as a
play?
wife.
She doesn't want to play,
Hmm.
but I mean,
Liam wants to.
I think he does. That and
Yeah?
baseball. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
We gotta figure that
Liam's
out.
got an arm on him. Well,
Yeah.
anyways, last but not least, we got to get some of CJ's plugs in there and the other podcast that we do too, which is always
That's
fun.
that's right. Yeah, John and I, we do another show. We've actually been doing it for a while. We got, I think, 7 episodes up now?
I think so. They say if
That
you
sounds
get
right.
past
Episode
21,
7.
you're making it.
Yeah. So, go check it out. It is, it's called The Paperweight Broadcast. It is on YouTube and Spotify. You can look it up just by searching The Paperweight Broadcast. But if you want to find everything, which also includes the music that John and I make together, which we call that The Paperweight Project, that's kind of what kicked off the whole thing. If you want to check that out, that is also on YouTube and SoundCloud, hopefully soon to be Spotify. That's something that I'm working on once we actually have some more songs to release. But in the meantime, if you want to follow all of that stuff, it's real easy. We have a link tree. It's Linktree, linktr.ee/ The Paperweight Project. And if you go to that link tree, it has all of the basically all of it for the Paperweight Project and the Paperweight Broadcast. So everything
Everywhere
right in one
you
easy
can find
spot.
us.
You can go check out some of the music. You can check out some of the shows that we've been doing for the for the last 2 months now, I guess. And subscribe, send us a comment, leave us a like, do all the above. Let us know what you think. Something John and I are working on. We're just kind of the Paperweight Project kind of kicked off this whole thing, and then it's just
And I was just about to get into that, man.
and-
This all started with a little idea
yeah,
that you had, and we wound up making this song or recording that song, "Bottles by the Bedside."
yep.
And that was the
That was
first
almost
one we
3 years ago
recorded.
now, right?
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
crazy,
that's nuts.
man. That feels like it was
Really?
yesterday.
Yeah.
It feels
3
like it was
years
yesterday, but I remember we recorded it in the little studio office that you had in your little apartment area
We
when
shot
you
a
were
video
staying with a
for it.
friend.
Which is on
And-
the YouTube if you follow and subscribe.
Yes, and that was a fun video. That was my first time ever making a music video.
Well,
And
we're gonna
who
have to do it again
my
soon.
best
So,
friend, partner in crime for over 23 years.
well, now that you have a nice office with a background and stuff like that, we'll do it again soon. You got a little studio set up
absolutely.
there. We'll shoot some more videos. Actually, I was just talking to Jessy about one of the covers that we worked on. That is pretty much done. That I would love to do something with, and I was thinking maybe we can shoot a little video for it or something.
That would be
But,
fun as hell.
yeah.
But so like we started this episode off with the book, and we loosely based it off. We kept touching back and forth, but again, I highly suggest anybody to take a listen to the book on Audible or even buy it on Amazon. It was like $5. It's a very small book, easy to read, double spaced, and it does motivate you to do different things and to just think outside the box, and it pushes you and forces you to hold yourself accountable, because nothing's better than achieving that self-respect. And once you get that self-respect, you don't want to ever let it go. You really don't, because it forces you to do good by you and everybody else, and to just ward off all that negativity. So, but I want to thank you guys for being here, seriously,
you.
and being a
Thank
part
you
of the
for
first
having us.
episode here.
Absolutely.
It's been fun as hell, and I'm going to do a second episode on this, loosely based on the book, with a couple other people that are working on reading it themselves. So, but yeah, thank you again, guys. You can find myself on a Hootin' Hollerin' podcast. It's going to be on Instagram, or actually is on Instagram with the link tree already on the Instagram, where it's going to be on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and eventually I want to get it on Apple. I just got to figure that out. So, because I know some people don't have Spotify or don't listen to Spotify. So I want to be able to extend the reach out there too, eventually. Yeah. So, but thank you again, guys, for being here.
You.
See you later.
One
everybody.
last thing before we go.
Oh, yeah. What you got?
NHL playoffs start tomorrow. Let's go, Rangers!
Let's go, Rangers.
I have a Ranger shirt now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I have a jersey in there.
I'm not
sure.
They're in the
Check it
playoffs,
on that.
and they start tomorrow. They're playing the Devils in the first round. So let's go, Rangers.
Let's go.
Big series.
Let's go, Rangers.
Yes, let's go,
I
Rangers.
was back in New York who's a Devils fan. That's going to be so much fun to just.
Well, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
This is a great outro, by the way. This is a great outro. Yeah, fuck the Devils. See you later.
Playoff hockey.
Let's go, Rangers.
Playoff hockey. Fuck that guy.
All right, guys. Love you all.
Love you,
Love you too, man.